नमो हिरण्यबाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतय उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ॐ नमो हिरण्यबाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतये उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ॐ नमो हिरण्यबाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतये उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात्। महादेवाय विद्महे रुद्रमूर्तये धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात्। नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
All right. Hello, good afternoon. This is High Priestess Jamila, and I want to open up the lines today. Okay, so the call-in number is in the title, and I don't have the phone lines open yet, but I will be opening up the phone lines so that we can discuss this. If you dare, if you are a strong woman, and if you have an interest in saving the world, why is society still shaming women for the actions of men? What's going on here? Why is it that a man can do the most vile, disgusting thing, and instead of us holding him responsible for his own actions, for his own words, we are still looking at the woman and saying, this is your fault. You did this. When in reality, not too many women raised a lot of you men that are out there except for your mamas. So if we're not shaming the mother, then we're shaming the woman. And this is something that's got to stop. We've got men out here, they can get away with almost anything, including but not limited to murder. They can get away with it. And all they have to do is say that a woman made them do it. Or all of the responsibility seems to go to the woman. Well, part of the reason is that, which is why a little bit later, I'm going to show y'all a keep him faithful spell. Very simple, keep him faithful spell. I'm going to come and show you guys that a little bit later. I'm going to record it on video and then upload it. I'm not going to do it live, but I'm going to record it on video. I just think it's disgusting the way that, men are still, even the ones that are supposed to be so-called conscious, are very, very unconscious. Because it's all about making excuses for their behavior. And I talk about what I just went through recently, which happened for a reason. That's the only reason why my spirits let me go through anything, is if it is a higher purpose. This man that we knew had problems came out and said some disgusting stuff. And there were women talking about me, saying that I should be ashamed, even though I would never have this man around me or my family again. They came out and said that I should be ashamed just because he exists and just because he said it. There's a very extensive and long and complicated backstory where there was a predatory stalking, harassment for 4 years that society allowed him to get away with, because I guess I'm just too sexy and I shouldn't be sexy. I should just be ugly. I should just be ugly and disgusting looking so there won't no man be tempted. So even in the Bible, when a man rapes a woman, it's her fault. You should be punished. Why? Because you are a woman and you made me want you somehow by standing there minding your own business. You made me want you. So we're going to shame the woman. And this is showing the mental incapacity of men, and also the mental incapacities of the women that chase behind them. If you are a woman and you're doing some of these actions, you are selling out the rest of the women in society. if you're a woman and you're going along with that stuff. But you know, some of these people, I doubt the validity of them being a real woman. Hello? Some of them, I doubt that. I doubt the validity. I'm just keeping it real with you. Toxic masculinity has turned into death, sickness, and STDs, and we know it. And as a society, we continuously blame women and shame women. So much so, I've got to invoke Aphrodite just for protection. Instead of men loving women on a Friday, and I have been saying this for the past 4 or 5 years, that I could sense that every Friday I was being attacked by men, spiritually attacked. Women are under spiritual attack on Friday, which is the day of Aphrodite, the day of love. Instead, what they're doing is they're attacking women because it's something inherently wrong with you. The reason why you are attacking women is because you want to end the world. And why do you want to end the world? Well, when we look at it historically and spiritually, it was actually an alien takeover. The love vibrations on this planet were so high and it was so intact thousands of years ago that they had to teach you a religion, a bogus religion, and drill it into your head for thousands of years for this to manifest, for this to unfold. And human beings, especially men, have evolved. Some of us have not evolved. Some of us are so close to nature that you can't touch us. Not at all. You can't touch us, and we ain't going to be changed, and we're not going to be sullied. It's gotten to the point, hey Tazbala, it's gotten to the point where, you know, I actually looked, I wasn't really doing research, but I was doing it because I could see things that other people can't see about the Stephen Curry and Aisha Curry situation. And I feel like the powers that be, they throw this up in our face every now and then just so they can see what we're going to say, just so that they can see how far gone and how lost we are as a society. There was a video that, of course, a black male made about her, calling her thought. I'm sorry, where is it at? I can't find the video right now. Basically calling her a thought. She ain't cheated on her husband. She ain't did nothing of the sort. But this is the mentality of a lot of these men, and the reason why is because they are confused. Now, in reality, I believe that men have a fantasy that all women will be hoes. I truly do. And I'll never be a hoe. I'll never be a tool for a man. A hoe is a gardening tool. So I'll never be that. I'll always be the divine feminine. But the things that run through the minds of women when women are being shamed and degraded by men is like, well, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get what I need physically and spiritually from these men. So I'll just be a hoe. That way I'll get sex and money at the same time. Hey, sounds good to me. And if you're a woman that actually values the sanctity of a relationship with a man, and see, that's how they confused you. That's how they confused everybody, is they told you that marriage and everything. So that's why they mixed in a bunch of that confusion with the Bible, was to purposely confuse you to the point where people think, well, All of this is in the Bible. And so we just gonna go totally against everything. And men and women have been mating for life for millions of years. This planet has been here forever. This planet ain't never been here. We've never not existed. That's what the number 8 represents. There is no beginning and there is no end. There's just confusion and people trying to find themselves. Hello, my friend. Me either, never, never. Yeah, I will never become that. And that's what they want you to become. They want to, because once you become that, you're dead inside. You're literally dead inside. And that's what they want. When they have convinced you to do things like that, to so-called show up men, then that's when you become literally a walking and talking shell of a woman. And I wouldn't allow them to do it. I wouldn't allow them to do it. So we're going to open up the phone lines. And we're going to discuss this in a metaphysical, spiritual, and human way. Everything that we're doing on this planet is not native to this planet. Everything that we're doing as a society, even when people can see that something is doing harm, they will still gravitate towards it just because somebody told them it was cool. We've got a lot of different trends and fads out there right now that are literally killing animals, women, babies, killing society, killing your body. And we're still doing it just because somebody said that it was cool. Well, no, this is cool. So let's do this. Literally, guys, I'll discuss this in another hangout, but literally, even when people are dropping dead right before your eyes, you're still pushing an agenda. And when you still push an agenda that is literally killing folks left and right, then I'm going to doubt your validity. I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to believe that you must be a fraud. That's just all it is to it. When you're able to push an agenda and you still push this agenda, you're still pushing this agenda constantly onto the masses. You're a part of the agenda to kill off human beings. And literally, they don't have to just kill you physically. They can kill you spiritually. And when you suffer that spiritual death, you gone. You gone. You might as well not even be in your body anymore. Okay? I believe that what is happening is an alien race of people have came down here, confused humans, and have been able to control them. I believe that there's an actual spaceship up there hovering over the earth and literally sending these frequencies down here to get us to behave in a certain way because they think it's funny. And the reason why is because these beings are asexual. They don't have reproductive organs the way we do, and there's a jealousy. Please believe that there's an alien race of beings that are completely jealous of the human people that have a penis and a vagina. And literally all of the people of their race were created by some kind of, sick God, and it took them billions of light years to get here, and they are here. I was actually feeling that way this morning. I actually woke up today, and the thought process that kept going through my head was, they're here. They're here. And whenever you speak the truth, they come in and they do something that's called trolling, which is probably another form of mind control, which is why you're not going to get blocked, but we will put you in timeout. Okay, I don't block people over here no more, but you are put in timeout. Okay? Because everything that I'm saying is truth, and everything that I'm saying is 1000% fact of what's going on with human beings. If you look at a lot of the alien takeover movies, one of which was with Nicole Kidman. Can't think of the name of the movie right now. You'll have to go look it up for yourself, do your own research. And this is where this alien race of beings took over the human race and just took everything out of you, took your soul. In my opinion, this is why. And I don't think that the inhabitants of this planet need to be okay with that no more. Now, I'm going a bit over a lot of people's heads because people were taught to not think critically, and you were not taught to actually see what the heck is going on. You weren't taught that. You were taught to accept everything at face value. You were taught to look at the most simplest thing, which is what science taught you. Okay? Science said, well, if it has the most simplest explanation, and let's just go with that. This is why I'm not even down with science. This is why I'm not even down with that. Because science dumbed us down. Very, very primitive science. We still go by these so-called things. And it seems like, to me, all of the people that had enough sense to see that it was wrong, they got killed. When, thousands of years ago, when they first thought of the religions, the initial religions, people read the Bible and they said, somebody was sitting there, they were sitting in their little tent or their hut or either their house that they built with bricks or whatever. And they was passing out Bibles just like they go around passing out the Watchtower. And a man and his wife and his children were sitting there, and he read the Bible. And he said, honey, come and look at this. And they both read it. They said, oh my God. And then when the missionaries came by, they said, do you accept this? Are you going to accept Jesus Christ? And they said, hell no, we're not going to accept Jesus Christ. And they killed all those people. They said either accept it or die. And then we ended up thousands of years later, the true creator made his way back and said, what in the world is going on with the people? So that's why they here. They're here, but the other folks is also here as well. You understand what I'm saying? And it's very silly for men to go along with this because what does it do? Men are miserable all day, every day. You're just miserable. Men are miserable every day because of this. Because when you're not living within your own element, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable. Men are miserable every single day. They walk around with confusion. It's not your diet. It's not whether or not you have a job or a business. It's not that. It's the fact that you literally have a mental confusion, and all of this is merely a cognitive dissonance. Everything that has happened ever since those religions took over have been merely a cognitive dissonance to the 10th power. Let's talk about what a cognitive dissonance is. Let's talk about it. Let's break it all the way down. And then men, and see, when women said it back then, they accused us of being witches and killed us. And they said a woman should not speak in the church there, hither, and just come hither and open thy legs, and that's all you're good for. But it's funny how the word Aisha, her name means mother and life. Woman, mother, life. Learn how to break this stuff down and decode it and understand what the gods are really trying to tell you. The name Aisha, guess what the name means? In Arabic language, it means woman and life. Aisha was the name of the favorite wife of the Prophet Muhammad. Now, I'm not advocating any religion right now. I'm just giving y'all the meaning. When you look at her husband's name, his name means crown. That's what his name means, crown. Okay, so this is what we're seeing. But let's get into the cognitive dissonance that we're living in every single day, which if you're living in a cognitive dissonance, you're going to be very, very miserable. Cognition means, first of all, cognizance is having knowledge or being aware of. When we look at the word cognition, okay, when we look at the word cognition and see, cognitive means the cognitive process involved in reading. So a lot of these men, they read their Bibles, and it's an addiction. Religion is an addiction, just like every other drug. Cognition is the mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the senses. Perception, discernment, awareness, apprehension, learning, understanding, comprehension, enlightenment, insight, intelligence, reasoning, thinking. As a result of this, a perception, sensation, notion, or intuition. Now let's talk about cognitive dissonance. And I hope that you guys got your pen and your papers out, but that's okay, because this hangout, this reading, and I'm not using the cards. The spirits downloaded quite a bit of information to me last night. A cognitive dissonance is when it's a term dubbed by psychology, and psychology is so important. The state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions or attitude change. So when human beings were living as human beings, religion is what created the cognitive dissonance in the first place, because you're not living as you should. You know where you should be and you know how you should be living, but instead you're walking through life blind, mind controlled, and in a bad way, right? Which creates the misery. A cognitive dissonance is psychological stress, a mental discomfort experienced by a person who holds two or more contradictory beliefs, ideals, or values. So if this system that was given to us, that was forced on us, not given to us, forced on us, was actually real, then why is there a part of your brain that still picks up on the way that you should be living, thinking, breathing, and existing? If it was right, if that was the answer, if this is the way that we are supposed to be living as a human beings, because all throughout your Bible, it teaches you that it's okay for men to cheat on their wife. even though it throws in a couple of things and said, well, when a man laying with another woman or man, then he's cheating. But then again, it tells you to cheat. So it tells you not to cheat, but then it tells you to cheat. It tells you not to kill, but then it tells you to kill. It tells you not to destroy, but then it tells you to destroy. Why do you think that human beings or even God would be that stupid? You think God is that stupid? God created the human body, which was perfect. Perfect in every function, the heart, the veins, the bones, the muscle, the skin. It was created perfectly. The immune system was all created perfectly. God did that. The original creator, the energy that created you is not stupid, jealous, dumb, ridiculous. It's not even a he or she. It's just a it. Let's open up the phone lines so we can talk about this. If you are any religious scholar, woman, child, man, alien that can see that this is going on, then you're welcome to call in. Even if you want to call in and debate me religiously, see, a lot of these men, they're not going to debate. There's no man that's going to have a religious debate with me. Okay? There's no man that's going to come in and have a religious debate with me because they're all afraid because they know the truth.
Start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2.
What they'll do instead is they'll come in with some elementary, ridiculous attack on the way that I look, which the way that I look is perfect.
Will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3.
Let's talk about it.
1.
I'm sorry if you have the mind of a ridiculous 3-year-old from another planet. You're not going to be allowed to speak in my chat room because that's exactly what you did. You just tried to negate from the conversation by trying to insult the way that I look, which is stupid. Okay, please get smarter. Okay, I've got the lines open. Let's see who we got on the line. Caller, you're live.
Hello. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for asking. You know what? You look like a horse nigger bitch. Shut your fucking dumb nigger ass up, dumb fucking bad bitch nigger.
And this is this is what the society has created. I'm glad you called in today. You see what society has created?
Yeah,
Complete idiots.
nigger.
Well, honey, I doubt if I'm a nigger because I'm way too intelligent to be a nigger. So let's go ahead and get you off the line. Go learn. Go read a book other than the Bible. Bye. You see what society has created? Ain't y'all glad that person called in? My goodness, a bunch of confused people with no brain. And please believe that nature and natural selection is going to knock these folks off eventually. Just know that. If you want to call in and have an intelligent conversation about this, the number is 516-590-0362. Okay? If you feel that you have the knowledge to debate me on anything, then call in. Because, see, I'm not the average woman that's going to be disturbed or discouraged by a delusional attack. So you're not dealing with that kind of woman. You're dealing with the divine mommy right now, okay? Okay. So let's see who's going to call in that can actually debate me on this subject and actually have something intelligent to say. Okay, let's see who all wants to do that. Listen, When we know better, we will do better. And the fact that you're upset represents the cognitive dissonances that you have in your mind. Okay, and you can't fight this because this is nature, and this is Cernonos, and this is Aradia. This ain't no joke. This ain't no joke show, and this ain't no bum show. Okay? This is the actual gods and the people that are on this planet, the deities and the beings that are on this planet that are tired of it. And they real tired. There has been so much going on, y'all. Let's look at what's trending in the news right now. Okay? Let's look at what's trending in the news. There was another school shooting in Colorado. Did you guys know about that? Another school shooting. Were you guys aware of that? A lot of us will say, oh, these people are just crazy and they doing this stuff, but there's a reason. See, a lot of people, their simplest explanation, which is what Scientology has taught you, is to just come up with the most simplest, dumbest explanation for what you're seeing around you. You understand what I'm saying? But there's a deeper reason why a lot of this stuff is happening. The reason why the churches are being destroyed, the reason why the schools are being destroyed, and what's going to come next is the prisons. Prisons are going to be destroyed as well. They're going to start destroying a lot of these prisons that we have. Watch and wait. Go ahead and call into the show. We're going to listen to some meditation music because, you know, they're angry that I'm spreading awareness. And if this message is touching you, then you are very blessed. That means that you have been contacted by the beings. First of all, there's only one or two sets of beings that wants to destroy us. The other ones, you wouldn't believe the entire nation of alien beings that are on this planet to help us. So some of them are here to hurt, some of them, but most of them are here to help. Okay. Yeah, they have been brainwashed. They have. They're definitely brainwashed. You can tell. You can tell. And if they could make it against the law for people speaking the truth, they would. They would absolutely make it against the law for you to speak the truth about what's going on. They would outlaw the truth and freedom of speech. But since I'm not speaking dumb stuff to you and trying to simplify it and say, well, it's those white devils, and that's what they want you to believe. It's them white devils. Black people don't need to hear that no more. Black people need to know the truth. White people need to know the truth. Orange people need to know the truth. Purple people need to know the truth. I believe that it's the grays, personally. That's what I believe. I believe it's the grays because it just doesn't make any sense. I can't sit up here and blame. I haven't been given that information yet as to which alien life force is responsible for this. But when we become more aware, the frequencies are going to go so high that they won't be able to stand it. That's the reason why when they came to this planet, they had to feed us fake, false religions to bring our vibrations down so that they could even survive. They couldn't survive with the frequency of the humans. They had to go in dark areas and caves and dark areas until it was safe to come out. And it still ain't safe. It still ain't safe for them to come out. Okay. Society is headed towards death. The human race will die off in the next 1,000 to 2,000 years, and it's probably going to be less time than that. Well, that's because they have a cognitive dissonance, True Justice Moon Goddess. They have a cognitive dissonance, is what they have. And the ones that nature has, because when you think about nature is not kind. So those of us that were saved from this ignorance, we're living just fine. We wake up every day knowing. But there's a lot of our people, this is where your empaths came in. There's a lot of people that are on this planet that know the truth, but they just too scared to say it. Well, Jamila ain't scared to say it. I have been ordained and given the crown and given the power to say it and to not be afraid of what I'm saying. So now I don't have no reason to fear nothing at all. Because my God is so wonderful that my God will just switch me to another and different reality if something happens. There, you know, we have life everlasting over here. So that's something that's a bit above a lot of people's pay grade. So they don't really understand that. Okay. Earth will never be destroyed. They've been trying to do that for the longest. They've been trying to destroy Earth. So Earth will never be destroyed. But if you are an inhabitant on this Earth, everything that makes you a human being is being destroyed right now. And a lot of you guys have had that pumped into your head since you was a child. Thank you. Okay. Religion and the attitudes of men, even men that are not religious, run around with this attitude. Why do you think that that happens? Why do you think that we're having this scandal with Aisha Curry, whose name represents woman and life? Why do you think that? Why do you think that she's given birth to 3 beautiful children? Why do you think that? I'm live, honey. In Tyrese's room. Okay. And I'm just letting y'all know what's going on. And you can either continue to accept it and read your Bible and say, I'm going to go to the Bible for answers. You will never be able to go to the Bible to get answers. Only self-fulfilling prophecies. It's a spell book. The Bible does not give you answers. The Bible just gives you spells. Spells that you're able to cast over yourself and spells that you're able to cast over your family. And this is exactly what we've got going on. And if y'all don't do something, you're going to die. If you don't do something, you are going to die. The clock is ticking. Because Earth don't, let me tell you something. Earth is just like a mother. She's just like a mother to orphans. She accepted all of these people, but these people she haven't really accepted. This is why ever since those people showed up on this earth, we've had earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes. When these people leave, a lot of those things are going to go away. This is the reason why we've got volcanoes erupting. And everybody just kind of sits around and says, you're a nigger. Well, guess what? Most people in this world are ignorant. That's what the word nigger means. It means ignorant. It means not knowing. And I was born with the power and the spirit of discernment. So not only did they tell you in the Bible, it tells you to have discernment, but then it tells you to kill those that do have discernment. Why is it so contradictory? Because it's meant to tell you something. And the reason why it's such a huge contradiction is because the people, some of the other gods, confused it and mixed it up. They did because they wanted to give you the right to think and to discern this. True Justice Moon Goddess says the Bible is just a book, not a religion for me. I can't take the Bible serious. I learned the truth of that book. But guess how many people do take it seriously? Guess how many? So what people did in their confusion, they decided to create the Church of Satan. Okay, good. But then what the Church of Satan did was it said, instead of us tapping into who we truly are as a human race, we're going to do the exact opposite of the Bible. So a lot of Satanists, all they are is people that are just literally the exact opposite of the Bible, which the Bible created them as well. So this is why I don't get into no kind of Satanism or nothing like that, because that's a religion too. In fact, the Bible within itself is definitely a double-headed dragon. So a lot of the people that went into Satanism, they said, well, you know, since God punished us for so-called not being good, then we're going to go and we're going to do the exact opposite, which is the bad. So then we have human beings doing bad things in the name of the Bible as well, which is a huge problem. And this is the reason why they wanted to oppress my views. But please believe that there's way more people watching than what you think. In fact, YouTube would go out of business if they had to pay me for all of the views that I get on this channel. I'd be a millionaire by now if YouTube were to actually show my views and pay me for the views that I get, but that's okay because I'm a millionaire and I'm spiritually blessed in so many other ways, so I don't worry about that. But see, so was Satanism. Satanism was created by the Bible. We wasn't supposed to be living in Christianity or Satanism. Both of them are wrong, and they are not native to this planet. The only thing that we had to do back in the day was exist. Your existence was good enough. So literally, to be honest with you, and even though we like having our technological advances, you know, God has accepted a lot of these things, but literally nobody except for a few select few are even living within the true human experience. So much so that they deny it completely. They come up with science and physics to explain everything. So science within itself was also, a lot of that was taught, was also a problem. It was. And even though we got good things that were created out of science, we got a lot of bad that was created out of science. The reason why you should not be creating humans in a lab is because the woman's body is a portal for souls. When you create a body in a lab, a human being in a lab, you're going to get a soulless human that is of flesh and body, but no soul. I have a book written by a man born in 1885 that stated in the book how they came up with different religions to control the people, not just black people, but many. Yeah, but you know what? It wasn't just to control us. It was to murder us. It was to kill us off. It was to get us to kill ourselves. And there's a lot of people that will look around and they'll see the misery And these are very important people. All of the empaths, they'll think, well, I shouldn't even be here. Why am I even here? I don't want to be here. That's a trick too. That book is cursed, and anybody that has it in their home, anybody that is read it to their children is cursed as well. The book itself is cursed. And the people that know about it, the people that have contact with these beings, they go around and they say, oh, you're cursed. No, I'm not, because I'm aware. I can never be cursed through that Bible because I'm aware. So then I'm not cursed. Oh, yeah, it says it. Your Bible is in your heart. Your Bible is in your consciousness. You don't need a Bible to teach you things, but a lot of men have said, well, this is what keeps. What is it exactly that you're trying to control exactly? What was it exactly that they were trying to control that women were doing? Loving and taking care of you? Is that what you wanted to control? That's what they wanted to control. They wanted to control life. And it produced a bunch of people running around here in the same mind frame of that person that called into the show. Because at this point, none of these people are taking it seriously. And I hate to say it, guys, I really hate to say it, is that a lot of these people are near suicide because there's too many people that are woke. There's way too many people at this point that are awakened. This happened years ago. And so they're miserable every day because they can't create that misery for you. And when they're unable to create that misery for you, what does it do? It's going to rest in your soul and in your body. Well, and then see, that's the whole thing. It's not about who is smarter. This is ridiculous. But yeah, and it's and when you look at that, when you look at a man that doesn't want a woman to be smarter, that means that that man is stupid. Because that's stupid. All of the competition that was created between men and women is stupidity. The fact that the human race accepted this is stupidity. And now they have attacked our way of living and our diet as a means, and we can see it because it's showing up in the children. All of these other things have been a byproduct of this death that they are trying to create in the world. And it ain't no joke. A lot of you that are running around here calling people niggers, attacking women, you are surely going to your demise. This ain't no joke. So when I come on here and I speak what I speak to you, I'm not just trying to help women. Women are good. Women are protected. Please believe that the divine mommy has showed up and shown out on this planet a long time ago. It's about the men. And I told y'all that the universe is getting ready to replace a lot of these men. They're going to disappear. This ain't no joke. I can throw the cards on it right now to verify it and confirm it. Why do y'all think the show 2020 was so popular? This is going to start happening within the next year. 2020 is going to be the year of reckoning for a lot of these ignorant people. And what they're going to do is they're going to move you to a reality. The fact that these worlds intertwined was not. So we're dealing with another universe and another world bleeding into other worlds. Spirit guides, what messages you got to say about this? I want to throw these cards today, y'all. The Fool was the first card that came up, the Fool. The Sun, the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Wheel. Very interesting. the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Two of Swords, the King of Coins, and the Ace of Swords. Oh yeah, you know what? True Justice Moon Goddess, everybody everywhere is acting really strange. Really, really strange. People are acting very, very strange. Even people within your own family are acting strange. Why are they doing that? Is it just because they're weird? It is because we are looking at and we are witnessing the breakdown of what is going to happen. And I'm going to tell y'all something. They going to save us. We already saved. But a lot of the people that don't have discernment, you know what the Fool card represents? The Fool card not only represents trust, but it represents discernment. It represents your crown chakra. This is why the gods put these two people, these two individuals in front of you. Stefan or Stephan means crown. That's what that means. His wife represents woman and life. So it's a ploy to get you to think a lot deeper than what you're thinking. Because I don't want to see all of my people, because that's very sad when you see your whole, and you know what, guys, I had a very prophetic dream. It was a reoccurring dream that I had for years and years, ever since I was a child, that my entire family turned into zombies and was chasing after me. So that's essentially what they've done. They've turned you into a zombie. So a lot of people, you know, and I actually really like zombie movies because I understand what it actually means. A lot of the people that you know, they're zombies. That's why they're acting strange. And we've been seeing this in the news for the longest. Remember when the guy bit the man's face off? Remember that? And they said, oh, he just crazy. Everybody's excuses, they just crazy. No, they're not crazy. Well, you know, it was obvious that he was out of his mind, yes, because he harmed another human being. But it's very symbolic of what is going on. It's very symbolic. And when you tap in and and a lot of people are afraid. They want to live in the lie. They want to say, I don't want to see it because if I see it, it's going to be scary. But you're going to have to. You're going to have to wake up and you're going to have to see it, because until you wake up and see it, you're not going to know what's going on, and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. You're just going to sit back and watch it happen. And those aliens are very afraid of me. They are. They because I am Mother Earth done over again. And many other ones of us are done over again. So what Aisha Curry was saying was that I want attention from other men. I want attention from other men that are not like the men that have been programmed and soiled on this planet. That is what she meant. Okay, so you know, decoding this is very important. And the Bible ain't gonna let you, and the Bible ain't gonna allow you to decode nothing. We done decoded the Bible years ago. That's not, that's, you know, that's, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, when you're thinking about marijuana, marijuana is not in its pure form anymore, which is why a lot of people refuse to smoke it, because marijuana is supposed to make you hungry, sleepy, tired, and giggly, but instead it makes you lose your appetite. It gives you insomnia and anxiety. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world. I am going to do a thorough reading on these cards that the spirits laid out: the Fool, the Sun, the Ten of Wands. So this is the Son of Man in their confusion, creating their own burden. The Knight of Cups is the woman. The Knight of Cups is the divine energy. The Knight of Cups is water. The Knight of Cups is intuition, flowing, feeling, and thought. The wheel is the change that we are experiencing. So a lot of people say, oh, it's just going to be all bad. It ain't going to be all bad. It's going to be all bad for people that have become zombies. They're the ones that really have all the fear because they sold their own human race out to these people. They did. Okay. And in reality, you had a choice. You didn't have to do it. And the people that died for what was right, you think they souls and they spirits ain't still here? The Nine of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is actually the card that represents the cognitive dissonance because you possess two or more values and they're conflicting with each other. And the King of Coins is saying, we have to be balanced. We have to understand what is going on around us. And then the Ace of Swords comes up. We're going to throw 5 more cards because 10 cards ain't enough. No more. We're going to throw 5 more cards and I'm going to record a reading. The Tower, the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Moon. Now, a lot of people say that the moon is evil, but the moon is constantly communicating with you. The moon is a part of your consciousness and your subconsciousness. It's what taps into that. It's what wakes you up. That's why vampires don't sleep at night. They're up all night roaming because when you sleep with the moon, you're in a much more healthier disposition. Hey, your body is healthy because the moon charges you at night and it's downloading information to you. And even though I was up half the night last night, I still got my download. My download came even while I was awake. So I don't need to be asleep to get that information. I can be wide awoke. And I was up until probably about 3 o'clock in the morning because my spirit was just so unsettled about what's going on. And it's so sad that men and women, oh, look at this. We got a pair, the sun and the moon. That's why we have a sun and a moon. The sun represents the woman. I'm sorry, the man, and the moon represents the woman. And so that's why they want to cover up the sun and get rid of all that stuff, because the sun and the moon represents the man and the woman. It's all that's needed, the man and the woman. Okay. We got a lot of divine masculines that are very, very, very confused. I don't think that Stephen Curry is that confused. I think that he's had a swift wake-up call. Okay, and a lot of times when we see famous people are there to make you think. Famous people are there to make you question and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? Hold on a second, guys. That we see happening is the manifestation of the death that they are trying to create between men and women. So if a man turned on his camera and said she was disrespectful for what he said, he is not conscious. If any man turned on his camera, and see, it's a test too. If you a man and you turned on your camera and you went straight to law, order, duty, and said she was disrespectful to her husband, then you are very much asleep and you need to wake up. Well, you can even see the men that have wives just so that they can look like they're straight to the public. We can see that happening all over the place. But if all men are gay, then what's going to happen? You're going to create death. You're going to stop the flow of life if men are gay. You're going to stop it. You're going to interrupt the process of the divine creation. These folks came from a different galaxy. is where they came from. They ain't even from, they don't have nothing to do with none of the stars that we see in the sky. These people are from a distance and way off. And then they taught you that the earth was only thousands of years old, the earth that which took them billions of years to travel to. And a lot of people don't want to see it. They don't want to believe in it. They don't want to understand what is actually going on. Let's talk about what it's really about. It is the war that was created between men and women in a plight to kill babies. Why do you think that they shame the women that gave birth, but they glorified the women that aborted? Why do you think they did that? Why do you think there are people that are actually dumb enough to believe that? Because they are headed, because they are on the path of the agenda. What's up, Triple Darkness? And this is the reality. And the reality of it is that you're going to find out reality in your afterlife. A lot of you that are here right now, when you go to the afterlife, you're going to meet the Divine Father and the Divine Mother. And they ain't even got to speak to you in human language. They just gonna look at you. They gonna look at you. And my aunt's gonna be standing by her husband, and she's gonna be looking at you, and you're gonna instantly know what you did wrong. And no, you're not gonna necessarily, because a lot of people think that reincarnation is bad because they think, oh, you're gonna be sent back down here and you're gonna forget. No, you're not. I got sent back here. I've been around since the beginning. I know that a lot of people think that that's delusions of grandeur, but it's not. I'm just as old as this earth. So when people call me old, that is a compliment. Ladies, when you get in your 30s and your 40s and you're ripe, that's a compliment when somebody calls you old, because they recognize an old soul and they know who you are. Those entities that are roaming through their body knows who you are. So when you get called old, just say, well, shit. Well, first of all, I don't look it, but thank you. Oh yeah, the school system, that's True Justice Moon Goddess. That's why they shooting up the schools and stuff. And nobody, especially not me, wants to see children get shot up or shot at. No, I don't. I would never say spirits go do that. So that would not be me. But that is something that is a message. They just did it in Colorado again, just like a week ago. Okay, there was a school shooting in Colorado because they're trying to drive these people away from these schools, not because, oh, you just don't want nobody to have an education. No, because the schools are messing up your mind. You know that my son has never been in school a day in his life, and he can count to 100. He can also read. He can read and write and count, and he's never been in school a day in his life. What does that tell you? They'll tell you that my son is mentally ill. They'll tell you that he's stupid. Well, why is he very intelligent and he's never been to school? He came down here last night. He shows me all the time how intelligent he is. I've got my Ouija board right here, and my baby came down here and immediately started to read all of the words on it. Yes, no, hello, goodbye. He's letting me know. The children are letting you know. And I hated school the whole time I was in it. Oh, God, I hated school. So the suspected Colorado STEM shooter was a bully, made jokes about school shootings, students say. The suspected shooter, Devin Erickson, would whisper, like get really close and kind of put his arm around you and whisper in your ear, don't come to school tomorrow. One of the students accused of opening fire at a Denver area STEM school, killing one student, rest in peace, and wounding 8 other people, bullied younger kids and would make jokes about shooting up the school. Now, I'm not saying that this is right. Please don't ever believe that, because I love children and I want the world to be better for them. I don't want kids to have to deal with this. So of course, if I did a reading on this person, you would find out that he came from probably a family that was probably not right. We're going to do a reading on him. They've got a picture of him in the article. He looks like an old woman. Weird. Your children are not safe in those schools. They're not. They wasn't safe before. That's what it's telling you. But you'll let people make you feel bad and say, what your child doing? Your child ain't doing nothing. What they doing? What do you mean they're not doing nothing? They are doing something. They're living. And the reason why they created schools, jobs, and all this stuff is to distract you from what they're really doing. Yeah, True Justice, Moon Goddess, that was my first clue. And a lot of parents will not take the hint, especially if you are a part of the divine coalition, then more than likely your children probably were targeted at school. And what it means is that they don't belong there. There was a child just recently that died from being jumped on after school. There were 5 bullies that beat her up and she died because she had an underlying tumor and one of them kicked her in the head and she died. Very beautiful little girl died. "13 years old. Y'all can go and look at it. It's on MSN. 13-year-old girl dies after being jumped by classmates walking home from school. A 13-year-old Texas girl has died after slipping into a coma following a fight with 2 teens who jumped her as she walked home from school, including one assailant who kicked her in the head. Her name was Cashapp Francis. A student at Addicks Middle School in Houston died Wednesday morning at Texas Children's Hospital, where doctors discovered a tumor in the back of her head that may have been exacerbated by the fight she was involved in on Thursday afternoon. Now, my children were being chased home by a gang every single day when they were in school. My intuition told me to get them out. That's what my intuition as a mother did, and I'm glad that I did it. My children probably wouldn't even be here anymore. I thank God that I follow my intuition. I thank the goddess. Goddess, have mercy. What do you think that these alien beings are doing to your child while they're in school? They're draining them. They're not giving them knowledge. They're actually draining everything that makes them human, is what they're doing. Now, a lot of people, they say, when you talk like the way I talk, they say you crazy. Go ahead and call me crazy then. Go ahead and call me crazy. And they showed it that they definitely are in the school by that movie, The Faculty. They showed you. So they say, oh, Hollywood is evil, because Hollywood is telling you the truth. And that's how they communicate. This is how they have communicated, because they are trying to tell you, they're not hating on you so that your child won't. And then also, listen, Also, the whole scandal with these rich people paying for the college educations of their children. What did that tell you? That told you that it was all a lie. What is Hollywood? Holly is a widely distributed shrub, typically having prickly dark green leaves, small white flowers, and red berries. There are several deciduous species of holly, but the evergreen hollies are more typical and familiar. So let's break down Hollywood. Let's break it down. Okay. Let's look at the magical properties of the holly. Okay. Holly is a par excellence protective herb. It protects against, holly is considered the male counterpart of the female ivy. It ain't the television all the time. That's what a lot of those conspiracy channels taught you. Listen to what I am saying. Holly is associated with luck and dream magic. Water made with holly has protective properties. So this is why you're seeing all of these movies, the Bird Box, The Craft, The Faculty. All of these movies that are made in Hollywood. So Hollywood is not bad. It's been demonized. Hollywood within itself has been demonized by Christians because Hollywood tells the truth. Ever since they made the first what is that, that movie about contact with the aliens of a third kind, they began to demonize Hollywood because Hollywood began to raise more awareness. But a lot of people aren't even interested in a lot of these movies. So they have to put violence in it because that's the only way people are going to recognize this. So the holly is the tree of sacrifice. Okay. Symbolism, the word of truth, unconditional love, sacrifice, and reincarnation. The powers is anti-lightning protection, luck, and dream magic. It was to bring about the death of this so-called God, which is not the true creator. First of all, God would not be of a male sex. God is not going to be male because men cannot bring life into this world. And so what science has tried to do is they have tried to shove this down our throat, i.e. the pregnant man. Well, there's never been a pregnant man. He's a female. He had a uterus, and that's how he was able to get pregnant. He was born a female, turned himself into a man, took the hormones, and then decided to have a baby. So television is not a lie. You just have to be able to decode what they're telling you and be able to see past what they're doing. So this is the reason why, we're learning a lot of this stuff from very famous people. And they call them the Illuminati, but we're all the illuminated ones. All of us are illuminated, all of us. All of us have the ability to discern this crap that's going on this earth. All of us do. I remember I sent my children to a school. Hold on a minute. I'll be right back. I sent them to a daycare. It was quite expensive, but you know, I sent them there, and they didn't do what you know, what's normal. That's when they came up with Common Core. And when they came up with that Common Core, that is when parents should have realized, like, wait a minute, something's not right here. But then a lot of people, they still were so brainwashed. And then when Hollywood showed you these teachers that were talking about having sex with the children, that was when people should have gotten their second clue or hint. But then no, they said, oh, you know, I want my kid to be in the edge of competition. And I can't really break that down for y'all right now. The last time I started talking about the school system, I played a video and it got the channel flagged, and I could not do live streams from this channel. But I think that when you have important information like that, everybody should be able to share it. So if you want to take this video and you want to upload it to your channel, please, by all means, do it. Do you think if a man get a sex change, they will be able to have a child? No, this man didn't have a sex change. He basically just took the hormones. He cut his hair off. He grew a beard and he grew chest hair, but he still had his uterus. And when he decided that he wanted to have a baby, what he did was he probably stopped taking those hormones, and then he was able to give birth to a baby. So what you're witnessing is the destroying of the human race. You're not witnessing some kind of technological, scientific advance of humans. What you're seeing is a complete and total manifestation of the perversion of the human being is what you're seeing. Okay, that's what you're witnessing. You're witnessing the perversion of human beings. And it's not to say that everybody in Hollywood is good. I'm not saying that all of them are good. That's why a lot of people don't like a couple of people that are in Hollywood, because of the things that they do, because of what they've done, because of the, you know, but, you know, I can honestly tell you that I've given birth to 2 boys and 2 girls, and that's what they are. They're 2 boys and 2 girls. None of my children have questioned who they are. And a lot of other people, and you don't have to give your boy a Tonka truck for him to know that he's a boy. You don't have to give a girl a doll for her to know that she's a girl. And they're putting a lot of stuff out there. They're putting, you know, the one mistake that I made as a parent was that when I stopped breastfeeding my oldest son, I started giving him soy milk, because his body couldn't handle the milk. So I had to switch him to soy milk. And I wish I hadn't done that, because soy has phytoestrogens in it. And, you know, it can, you know, create, you know, all kinds of problems. So please don't feed your children soy milk. Don't do that. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to give your child a considerable amount of meat, so that they're not affected by that later on in life. So I've always been a mother that has nourished her children. And I had a bunch of people that were from the, not going to say what community they were from, because, you know, they get to going on the attack. And they're not witches. They are aliens. They have been taken over by some sort of alien life force. But if you look at all the pictures of all of my children growing up, they were always very healthy. Never had any kind of health problems. Never had any problems with nutrition. In fact, my baby boy was 10 pounds, 1 ounce when he was born. So I give birth to very big, healthy babies. And I'm proud of it. If you go and look at the pictures that I have of baby Jacob, Woo, they was mad because, you know, when you start to go and you start to become and involve yourselves in a lot of these, you know, ridiculous things that they're doing, you know, then it's creating infertility, and it's creating very sick children that are suffering deaths and sicknesses and stuff. You know, we've said and we've watched Jacob grow up as a healthy boy. A lot of these people that are confused and mixed up, they looked at a perfectly healthy child and said something was wrong with him just because he's healthy. So we got a lot of confused human beings on this earth. A lot of you are. But you can't turn away from the lies that you're being told, which I'm sorry, if you're getting all of your wisdom from YouTube, then you you know, I mean, if you run into somebody like me, then you can consider yourself to be very lucky. Okay, because you know that you know, I strongly have a firm belief that a lot of the beliefs that I have, you know, they were dormant until it was time for me to say, okay, this is what it is. This is exactly what it is. And so I became activated years ago when I saw that the world was going to where it was going. And please believe, like I told y'all, YouTube would not be able to pay me enough for the views that I got. It's probably 11 million people watching me right now. But they give all the notoriety to people like PewDiePie, who's on there going, PewDiePie, stupid stuff. That's who y'all think is that's who y'all think is somebody to be admired, is PewDiePie. But a lot of us that actually do get a lot of views, they don't show those views, and that's okay. Because if they did, it would start a riot. But I still know what's going on with all of that. So that's why they always say, oh, you only got like 12 people watching. Try 12 billion. Try 12 million. Okay. And I ain't trying to put YouTube out of business, because YouTube is very important in the grand scheme of things. YouTube is very, very, very important to society. So this is why I have no problem with YouTube. Perfectly healthy baby boy. And I know exactly who it was that was on the attack. I'm not going to say. They've hated me ever since they started watching my channel. And I played around with veganism for a couple of minutes. And then I said, oh, God, my spirit stepped in really quickly and said, oh, no. No, no, no. There's a woman right now. I actually blocked her out of the chat. I unblocked her. She's over there having seizures because she doesn't nourish herself. If you don't nourish your body, you're going to have seizures. But a man told her that she was sexy because she was skinny. So this is all we see, is a bunch of men that are saying, oh, you're sexy if you're a rail, if you're a bone, if you're stick thin, that means that you're sexy. If you a woman that got any kind of heftiness to you, you just obese. But then they ignore the true morbidly obese people and tell them that they skinny. So, you know, you guys got to understand what we're dealing with here. You guys got to really understand and see, I ain't into saving no folks that don't want to be saved, because we all know that morbidly obese people, they can croak at any time. They can, because they're carrying way too much weight on their heart. That's not healthy for you to be too big. But if you are a good normal size like me, you know, you have to lie to people and say, oh, she's big as a house. Beautiful, baby. You do love your Grammy, don't you? Okay. So you know that the stupid people are going to say the stupid stuff, but just know what you know. Know that you know exactly what's going on in this world, and don't fall for it. And pretty soon, you know what? I can see the rainbow, y'all. I can see the rainbow, and they call me Dorothy. I swear to you, and years ago, I hated that. But then I realized, I said, I love the fact that they called me Dorothy. I love that. Please keep calling me Dorothy. Because I can show you guys what's over the rainbow. And I can see the rainbow in the sky. I can see it. I'm very hopeful. I still and I will always have hope in humanity. If everybody else loses hope in this world, Jamila is going to be the one person that will never lose hope in humanity. Never. Yes, you're really beautiful, baby. You're so cute. You're just the most beautiful baby anybody that ever seen in their life. Ain't you? By the way, guys, somebody said that I was ashamed of my granddaughter. No, I'm not. I would show her off if her mother would let me. But her mother don't want nobody to see her. And rightfully so, because of the way people have behaved. She don't want her daughter on YouTube, and I don't blame her. So I respect my daughter and her wishes, and I love her for it because I totally understand. Even though Grammy can protect you. Grammy gonna protect you. Yes, he is. That's okay though. They don't need to see your beautiful face, all your beauty. Oh, I can show her on my Facebook now. You know what? To be honest with you, I regret ever showing y'all on Facebook, but I think that's how we got in touch with our folks. To be honest with you. Y'all got to understand what we're dealing with these days. Oh, yeah, she is gorgeous. She looked just like her mama did as a baby. She got I can see her hair growing already. Yeah. But see, your mama was bald-headed till she was 2. She was bald-headed till she was 2. And she had the most beautiful hair. Yes, she did. So, guys, y'all got to understand what we're dealing with here. We're going to take her back. He's so happy, though. He's just happy. Yeah. I'm looking back at the pictures, guys. I'm feeling nostalgic right now. I'm gonna do a little bit of show and tell here. This was our home when we were living in Kansas. But you know, this is our home at Christmas time. But I came here to fight a spiritual war that I'm winning all day, every day. We've got so much wonderful stuff that is, I probably can't even hear me. You can hear me on Blog Talk. I'll have to repeat myself because everything seemed to have froze up on YouTube. We got some freeze action going on up in here. Wonder why it always does that when I try to show my Facebook. That's weird. I am frozen like a mug. I'm back. I am back. It's funny how they always do something weird because, you know, they think that they're all powerful just because they're able to interrupt.
9 grams of organic whole grain.
Just because they're able to interrupt technology, but you can't interrupt life. You may have the capability to interrupt technology, but you can't interrupt life, baby. I'm back, y'all. Well, I think that as far as with the Muslim Brotherhood, True Justice Moon Goddess, I think that it's the same thing as most religions. I think most of the patriarchal religions were given to us. They just put it in a different language. Okay. The American language was the Bible, whatever. I guess they translated it. All of that was given to us by those same alien beings to destroy life on this planet. All of them were given to us. I'm back, y'all. Let me know that y'all can hear me. We've got to do better. We do. We've got to do better as a society than this. Okay, we do. We've got to do better in society than this. And the reason why I'm in the South, Spirit want to let y'all know the reason why I'm in the South is because the South needed my voice. The South needed my energy. It did. And that's all it is to it. That's why I'm here. And I'll travel to other places as well. Okay? Because we're going to start doing some traveling. Is what we're going to do. Okay? I was going to share with you guys some pictures. But we're just going to skip that part of it because YouTube and Facebook don't necessarily play nice together. So we'll just leave that part of it out. But I was just looking at some pictures when we were in Kansas and, you know, our beautiful home and our Christmas tree and all of that. You know, the fact that I came from Kansas all the way to the land of Oz. But the only difference is that I didn't come to meet or to see the all and great powerful Oz. I didn't come here for that. I didn't need to. That's not what I came here to do. Okay. So when we start to do better as a society and we start to wake up and pay attention to what is happening and quit simplifying it just to racism. Stop it. That's a distraction. That's what we call a psyop. They'll limit it to racism. And this ain't about racism. This is about alienism. And let me just say this to the alien beings that's here. You are so far away from home that you don't want to travel back there, and maybe you already destroyed your own home. But if you're going to stay here, you're going to have to get it together. And you're going to have to quit spreading this crap to the masses. Because the fact that we allowed you on this earth and you done came through like a virus and done took over when you started doing that, that is when the problem became so obvious. These alien beings that are here causing all these problems, they are very, very, very far away from home. And they don't even have a home to go back to. But if you're going to be on earth, you're going to have to respect human beings and nature. You're going to have to accept what's on this earth. And that's all it is to it. You're going to have to show respect for human beings and respect for life. So I am very glad that all of this stuff happened between Aisha and Stephen. And when you break it down, they are the monikers of until we fix the relationship between men and women on this planet, we're not going to have no planet. Y'all know that the birth rate dropped last year? Why do you think that is? Why do y'all think that the birth rate dropped last year? Why do y'all think that? Y'all think that it just was because, oh, well, people were having less babies, good. And a lot of these people that are taken over by this, the people, the alien race, they run around here hating on children. Oh, I hate children. Were you ever a child? Probably not. They can clone a human being into a grown person. But right now, a human being can be sent to this earth as a grown person. They don't have to be a child. They can be raised somewhere in another galaxy. So this is why a lot of women on this planet that are without their partners are being sent men straight out of the galaxy. And I'm not joking with you. And a lot of these men that's on the earth, they like, well, why she don't want to be with me? Because you are messed up in the head. You can't even have peace with your wife or peace with your family because somebody else told you that there shouldn't be any peace and that you should hate who you are and that you should hate what you do. So a person that runs around here hating on children, you don't know what that is. That could be something, you don't know what it is. And until it clarifies what it is, we ain't gonna do no work on somebody that's acting like that. So that's why they tried to say, do your spells work or not? I'm not gonna do work on no man that's acting like that. I don't blame. I come up with solutions. I educate. I'm not a child. Only children blame, blame, blame. So nobody's blaming men. But you guys are the key because you guys are supposed to be the protectors. And what you did, instead of protecting Earth and life on this planet, you decided to go along with this because you're not as strong as a woman. A woman has intuition. A woman is going to know. So we're going to do this reading, guys. I love it when I get a pair. The sun is the divine masculine. The crown is the full card, the divine masculine. And then the last card was the divine feminine, which is the moon card. So we're going to talk about this because they came to this planet and they've been, what if we blow up the moon and stuff like that? Why you want to blow up the moon? For what? You're not going to be allowed to blow up the moon. We got to have that for this planet. We got to have it. We got to have the sun and the moon and the stars and the flowers and the trees. We got to have all of that. And why do you think they cutting down all the trees in the rainforest for these schools to create these books to teach you something that you already know? So men are to blame because y'all decided that y'all were going to sit up here and y'all were going to go along with this crap. And you can see where it has gotten us 1,000 years later. And you uphold this crap because you're so far lost. You're so lost and you need to be found. And the only way we're going to change you is if we shake you up. We got to shake the foundation. That's why I went around and called this other man gay, screamed at him, yelled at him, because that's essentially what he calls himself being. And he got angry and mad. And people saying, how you going to fix him saying that to him? Don't worry about it. That's my way of doing it. You got to tap into somebody's subconscious if you're going to change something. And if you running around here talking about children in a violent way, I'm not going to waste my money or my time or my energy trying to change you and hem you up and do all that stuff. No, I'm just going to move on to something else. That's just all it is to it. Because you knew what you was doing. You knew that as the divine mother, I was not going to sit up there and let you get away with doing what you did, but I taught you a lesson. I'll give you this healing and I'll take it right back. And that's the power of the woman. Ain't no woman going to just continue to chase after no man that's trying to do harm to no children. That's not right. That's some kind of alien reptilian kind of weirdness. So you want me to change you? You show me that you can change yourself. And the first step is to not sitting up there talking about children in a derogatory way. Because I ain't going to waste my time, my money, and my energy to be trying to change or argue back and forth with somebody that does not respect human life. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So he, you know, he wanted me to do work on him. And no, the woman don't have to do all the work. You got to do some of this work yourself. So I'm not going to sit up there and do that, especially when you so far gone as a man, you attacking little children. And I've seen this happen so many times. I've seen this happen. And the sad part about it is when you see a bunch of men roaming around real thin, talking about I'm sexy and I'm a man, and you ain't got no nothing. No, you know, your body is just eating itself with these weird diets and stuff that people on. You got to have yourself at least a 3/4 way together for me to waste my energy to be doing work on a man. I decide that. You're not going to force me to do work on somebody that I don't even feel is worthy at this point. Because if you a man and you talking about children and degrading children and stuff, then I'm gonna realize that, you know, as a woman, I can't heal that. You have to look inside of yourself and do that for yourself. So women ain't gonna just do all the work. If you worthy as a man, you're gonna do some of the work required. And if you're not willing to put in that work, then we're not going to put in no work on you. If you a woman with children and a man is running around here talking crazy about your children, I wouldn't waste money on a 99-cent candle. Well, I guess the Native American flutes wanted to come through, y'all. They just randomly started. That was weird. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to go. Okay, I hope that you guys enjoyed this lesson for today. Make sure that you guys hit that thumbs up button. Make sure that you share this. If you are a man that knows that you are confused and wrapped up in that, you got to come and ask for help. I'm not going to force no help on you when you that far gone, because there's help for you. First of all, you got to throw away all that Jesus crap. No. Y'all got to throw that Jesus crap away. Jesus ain't did all that Jesus and church and Bible. That ain't did nothing but destroyed us. All of it did. All of the Jesus and crap. Most people that are following that religion are complete and total psychopaths. And you got to understand what you're going through. It saddens me that more men don't come to me for my spiritual help. It saddens me. But those of you that do come to me, I totally understand, because you know where it's at. Because I'm at the core of what's going on. I'm at the core, not just at the face value. I am at the core of what's going on. And like I said previously, I was going to end this on this note to those alien beings that are asexual. You don't have reproductive organs. You don't. And the children that you create don't really have reproductive organs. That's why when people see it, it's not recognizable as being human. You will not be allowed to stay on this planet doing these things. And if you do stay on this planet, then we're going to tear down and destroy everything that you did. You'll watch it all fall apart before your eyes. And please believe that there's going to be more church attacks, more school attacks, okay? But more church attacks is going to happen. I can promise you that. And the reason why is because the church is evil. Am I lying or am I flying? Well, we already know I can fly, so we're not going to worry about that. What we're going to focus on and concentrate on, okay, We're going to focus and we are going to concentrate on living and loving and breathing. It ain't the diet. It's not 5G technology. It's not any of that. It is the energies and the vibrations that are coming from other people. And when the people realize this, then all of that is going to change. And then pretty soon we'll have a society. And another thing Spirit is talking to me about is the hospitals. You heard me? The hospitals are going to start falling under attack. And the hospitals have been very protected for a very, very long time. And people going to get scared when they start messing with them hospitals. Because you're going to think, oh my God, without the hospitals, how are we going to be alive? Without a hospital to go to. It's in your mind. It's all in your mind. Death and destruction has been created in your minds. Your body has no understanding of death until you tell it to die. We'll talk about that on another day. I'll see y'all later. The link to my website is below if you guys are looking for. I don't just do spells. I do work. Okay, I do work. But I am going to be doing, I'm going to be showing y'all some spell work today to keep a man faithful to you. Okay, we're going to be doing some spell work today. I'll get that uploaded and everything. If you guys need readings, the link is below. If you feel you are in contact with these beings, come and tell a spiritualist. These are the beings that I deal with every day. I deal with these beings. They know me. They all know me. They trust me. They heard it through the grapevine from the moment that I manifested in this physical form. They said, oh Lord, she done came back. What we gonna do? Ain't nothing you can do but live and be happy. If you on this planet, congratulations. The earth allowed you here. Stop trying to tear up and destroy the planet and trying to destroy people of this planet, because you will lose every time. And I'll see y'all later. Love, light, peace, and blessings.